Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your dude, your rebel, your guy that's up to the next level, King Sergeant, aka Level 92, saying what is up, representing the American Cap. Well, welcome everybody to another KeeKlip episode, but this here is KeeKlip 393, Season 7, Episode 43, and we got a few more to hit the end of the season, very, very quick, and hopefully soon. So, bear with me. We're going to go through a lot of quick things for this one. So, next year, hopefully we get some new things coming into play. So, like always, before we do a little review, let's do a recap. For 390, we looked at, I basically talking about the whole Mushroom Rally thing in St. Louis as of the last season. It was still great to be a part of that. For 391, we looked at the Donkey Kong little water game that's somewhat classic to me and something I've seen a lot of, not like that, but in that format. And then the last video we basically looked at some Power Ranger trading cards, which those are very historic, because anything Power Rangers I definitely, and that kind of got to get it. So for the interview, and something I know I did not do, because I did have one thing I wanted to do, but I was like, okay, let me do this one first, then I'll go on to the next one. It's kind of put it all together. So, ladies and gentlemen, for another movie night, this is going to be something very, very nostalgic and something very, very high praise throughout the years, and it will age beautifully. Space Jam! Yes, this here's a sports film. Also, for the record, spoiler alert. So let's take a look back at something real quick, and I want to see real quick. Okay, cool. So, little field trip. When it came to movies, you had a lot throughout the years. Now, for each decade, they had like a good style to it. Like the 80s, you had your good cartoons and good other, sideshows and movies. Now with the 90s, like Disney, they had they had some really, really dark movies. From that to, other cartoons. Now, within the 90s, a lot of things happen. A lot, like a whole lot. I ain't talking about like world problem. I'm just talking about like film and animation, like style, music, everything. This one right here is a gem of movies. And yes, I am a sports guy for one. I not really like basketball. I'm more of I can say like baseball and football type of guy. A little bit of hockey. But I do like soccer and rugby. So, out of all movies here, this one ages very well, and it's memorable, it's remarkable. And I remember my friend said this, the year when Black Panther came into play, a sticker, the year when Black Panther was in theaters, but he's like, this movie's gonna be like the next thing to Space Jam, because yes, it's a popular hit. And I remember this is like a 1996 movie too. So I was probably, I want to say like first grade when this came out. Cause I was 4. So I was a little bit older, and yeah. So this one I did not keep though. I sold the last one, but I had to buy this one again. So it's all cool. So and you think to yourself like, okay, let's make a sports movie. Cause we have Angels, like Angels in the Outfield. You have the Mighty Ducks. You have the Little Giants. You have Angels in the End Zone, which is a very rare movie. You have movies like that, like some with Disney or whatever, but this one being a Warner Brothers and being the fact that it's Looney Tunes with your greatest basketball player of all time, or at least till this century and this reality, Michael Jordan. Who else you gonna use? Like, you had all these players throughout that time, and yet Michael Jordan had to be it. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it in a good way. So definitely praise to that. So, like I said, this movie hands down is honestly one of the greatest. It's original, it is unique out of everything, especially with Looney Tunes and Warner Brothers. Like, they can pull off anything. And there's also another movie, I don't think I have it yet, but maybe review. So, like I said, spoiler alert, I'm going to try to get as much detail here as possible. So, during the opening scene, it's basically young Michael Jordan, and he's outside at night playing basketball. His dad comes out, and he's like, telling him to come inside. And then he's like, okay, I'll give you one more shot. He keeps shooting. Now, go figure, he's going to make every shot. And so, the part where it starts, Michael's like, hey, I want to do this, I want to go to college, and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then his dad was like, oh, you want to play baseball, too? He's like, that's a sport. And so, he said, play today, you want to fly. And then in montage, and the camera kind of pans, he's just dribbling slow motion, and certain little bits, it's him in that year prime. Also alongside that, this is when the whole title screen comes into play, and it's basically just little vignettes of Michael Jordan's and his history, and then pow, Space Jam. So that plays on for a little minute. Good song. Then it goes to him at a press conference. Basically, yeah, he's retiring from there and doing baseball, which he did for real. And this is how it all starts. Wow, shipping. Okay. So then the camera pans out again, and it's basically going to the galaxy, and it has like these. It's going through these planets and whatnot, and it stops at a theme park like little area. Basically Moron Mountain. That's the one of the places. And it's like I said, giant theme park, and there's one ride, and basically it goes haywire. One of the cars kind of just fly out, and the customers are getting mad about that. And the boss, which I forgot who he's voiced by, I want to say DeVito, but I'm not really sure. But he's basically mad because the people are complaining about the whole theme park, so he want to get an idea. And so on the TV, these 5 little aliens, basically, I think the boss he hit the remote, and then on the TV screen behind him, they're looking at all these Looney Tune characters. And surprised, I was like, okay, that's nice. They put the original format in there. So he wanted to get them, and that's where it goes down. It backs to Earth, and basically Michael Jordan, you see him playing baseball. He strikes out, and then basically, the cool thing about it is like the catcher, he was happy for him signing an autograph for his son. And so he decides to give him hints like curveball, don't swing, and a fastball or swing. And I was like, if baseball was like that, oh boy, it would be so weird. So it goes on from there, and then Wayne Knight's character, he basically is now like a bodyguard to Mike. And so now here's the thing: when the aliens, they come through the stadium, they basically just fly right through. They go down this hole around the store, and then that's where the portal is for the Warner Brothers. That's where they meet Bugs and Elmer Fudd. And so the aliens they're kind of threatening him, like, yeah, you come with us now and capture him. And they want to capture, of course, they want to capture all the other characters. And so at that point, okay, was that late? No, that was later. Okay, yeah, okay. And so skip forward. They find, and then so they had a little meeting at this little hall, like an auditorium or something, and where it comes down to, the aliens are describing like what they're trying to do, and everyone's like, wow, these guys are idiots, whatever. And so Bugs and the other characters, they try to figure out a plan how to kind of divert this, and they decide, hey, let's do a basketball game. You see, if they win, they stay, they lose, and they go. And so they play this clip of the video, like they play a clip of like basketball players, like in the old days. And what's funny about this is where it all comes down to. For this movie, cameos everywhere. Everybody from actors to even players. There was Larry Johnson, there was Muggsy Bugs, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, and Larry something. Not Larry, Sean, I think Sean Marlin, I believe. That's where the Ams were like, okay, because they go get Charles Barkley and they get Patrick Ewing. And they basically was wearing the suit, trying to get through the crowd, and they ooze out on the bottom and basically go inside their bodies and try to get their talent. And they put it all on the basketball. So they did all 5. Skip forward, and then Buzz is trying to recruit the team, trying to see like who plays what. And so when the aliens had the ball, they had the ball, and Dev's like, too bad you couldn't practice getting taller. That's where the mistake comes into play. They get the basketball, they touch it, and all the talent is basically going to them. And they basically are being the counterpart of who they stole. Which, okay, that's pretty clever. And it looks really good detail when they're basically giant dudes. So that's when Bub's like, okay, now we're definitely gonna need a weapon of choice. And it goes to the next scene where Michael Jordan, Bill Murray, he's actually plays his own character, Larry Bird, and then of course Wayne Knight's character, they are all playing golf. So the two, they get their swings in, and Michael Jordan comes in, he swings his, and then basically Bugs Bunny's at the golf course out of nowhere, and he gets a magnet and basically tries to trap the ball to the hole. And then when Michael go get the ball, the Yosemite basically lures him in, and he goes to the portal too. So even with that animation, like even now it's like that's easy, but like back then it was really clever. So I think that I know that in some other old movies, but like having that interaction was awesome. And so they look at Mike, and Bugs explain what's going on, and so Michael, he then he trained, yeah, so then after that, he kind of trains them a little bit. And this is where the new character comes into play, Lola Bunny. And basically love interest to Bugs. Or Bugs' new love interest. And she was the only one that actually knows how to play basketball. And like I said, so the other had to train because he didn't have his, he had to get his shorts, his sneakers, and they had to go back to his house in the 3D land, or so Daffy called it, and, get his stuff. And because, and also, yeah, the aliens did come through. They basically were trying to threaten him or whatnot. At that point, yeah, it's like, all right, let's do this. So yeah, so they go out, they get their clothes, or they get his clothes or whatnot. And surprisingly, Jordan's kids interact with Bugs and Debbie. You think like, if that was the case, it's like, wow, that's weird. And like they interacted it well, so cool. And so, and then the 5 basketball players, they go see this fortune teller, saying what's going on with them. And I think, no, even before that, I forgot to mention, after that, after the Monstars basically invade the gym, there's a little clip about them. They're going, like, seeing therapy, going to the doctors, kind of see what's going on. And so, at that point, that's when... Yeah, so after that, that's when they go see the fortune teller, same thing. And then once Jordan's all in his shorts and gear, that's where he shows off his prime. And so, like I said, once again they train, and then it's like another clip of like the West Point where the Lakers used to play at. It's all shut down, and the commissioner, he basically was like, okay, after this, no more basketball season. Basically how it is now. Like, it's like there is a pandemic for that, but then it's like for this one, it's a little bit different. And so the next night is basically the big game night. So that's when they're in Looney Tune Land and whatnot. And like I said, it's a whole lot of cartoon characters there too. I was like, it is a big stadium. They get suited up, and that's when they come out as the Toon Squad, which I still want that jersey. One day I will get it. And so, like, for the first part, it's just regular game. And then the Monsters started to cheat later on. One of the players gets out. And throughout that. And, of course, Bill Murray, he comes in for making the last appearance. And so, I think they had, like, a minute or a few seconds ago. And so, they're kind of planning out how they're going to do it. And this is where history made its way. Now, the fact that, like, and this is where science always comes in, too. So, the fact that Bugs is, like, no, Wayne Knight's character, basically, he gets flattened by the monster. He makes a shot out of ease, and he's flattened. And then these 2 dog characters, they come through, and they have, like, an air pump, so they want to try to pump it out. Like, get them inflated. And so, Mike's like, okay, then how do they do that? It's like, yeah, you're in Looney Tune Land, anything goes. And so... That's how, when Michael got the ball a few seconds ago, and from the half-court line, go figure, he goes in, try to reach for dunk. And the 2 Monstars, they grab him by the leg, they pull him down, or they're trying to pull him down, and then Michael's basically just stretching his arm literally. And again, if I could do that in real life, that'd be great. But he's stretching his arm to get the ball in. He does. Go figure. He wins, they all win, and the Monsters had to go back. But instead, they kind of see the error of their ways. And also, I forgot to mention, basically, Bugs had made the secret stuff, which is basically just water. And that's what you need. You need to hydrate. Yeah, that's beforehand. And then, of course, Bill Murray, he retired from basketball. That's his only game he did. Yeah, so then, basically, the Monstars, they put the boss in the shed. They let him go. And then by the time the game was over, Michael had the ball. He wanted them to put their powers back into there. And so that's when he left. So then he leaves. They go back to the baseball field, and then they go to another gym, and they meet the other guys. And so all of them touch the ball. They get their talent back, and they're showing like their shots and trick moves. And then the last part was basically Michael Jordan playing back with the Bulls. And he had another number too. And there's your movie. I know there's a whole lot of things here I did not describe, and forgive me. But yeah, like I said, this movie, the movie itself, it's excellent. There's nothing I can't say, I can't go out here and be like, I'm pretty sure there has to be one person that has not seen Space Jam. But it's a very, very iconic movie, especially with sports movies then. They were still iconic. Like I said, my favorite was Angel in the Outfield, but like Space Jam, this is just a family classic, especially for Warner Brothers. Anything goes. So, yeah, like I said, this movie right here, I'll give this a 5 out of 5, honestly. Just through story, through characters, and just cameos, all that. They added everything in here. So I definitely, if you guys have not seen this, wow, get the movie, watch it, rewatch it, and the soundtrack's even good, because they had some good artists on there. Like one was like Monica, yeah, Method Man, I think Busta, nah. Yeah, some other ones. But either way, I like I said, I suggest you guys get this. So get the movie. Get it. Get it. So that's all for today's key clip. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. And on to my next one, I definitely want to try to get out too. Like always, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Also find me on Facebook, facebook.com/dudelove192. Also find me on Twitter and Instagram, dudelove192, and even Snapchat and TikTok, dudelove192. Till next time, stay tuned for 394, sorry. And I'll see y'all. Peace. Stay awesome.